20K on the Pornhub video, and one day I'm calling it. Alright, so, good afternoon, Mr. Fayne. It's been 2 years since your Journals album released in 2018. How do you feel it's been received since? How was it received at the time? And can you tell me, like, just basically how you feel about it 2 years later?
Okay, well, I mean, the recording process of that album was pretty intense and not rushed, but something we wanted to get done as quickly as possible. So there was a lot of like work put into it into a short time, and then we had a lot of time to crunch and prepare for the release. So we anticipated a good release, and we did get a good one. A lot of people liked it. I can't really recall a bad review that comes to mind at the moment.
And so the standout track that you guys used for your music video was called Grimspeak. Can I ask you guys what the process was in filming the music video? It looked like a really interesting self-produced kind of narrative-based video. Can you expand on that?
It was really intense as far as like a condensed shoot, like in one weekend. But I think everyone in the crew was super on board. Pretty much when we knocked on their door, we had kind of like a concept like set up already that Justin had, and they were super into it, and it was kind of like very synergetic as like an experience. A lot of stuff could have gone wrong. Everything was smooth, and it was a blast. Like, it was really cool.
Yeah, so did it feel like too much like work?
It's always work, but it's enjoyable.
They put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
They did a lot to make like our lives easy, and we still had a lot of stuff to do. But like we were really good at. Everyone was really good at keeping each other on track, and they took my initial concept and brought it to a level that had like they were able to bring like this really cool production value to our idea for the video, and.
You got some acting experience too.
Yeah, I got a full 36 hours of acting experience, that day. And
how does it feel to hit 20,000 views on it?
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a good feeling.
It's good to know people are watching, and the feedback's awesome. Like it's equally good and bad, Like,
is this the first time you guys have gotten 20,000 on a track?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a milestone for you guys.
Yeah. It's nice to see it keep climbing too, and like to think of other things along the way, help keep that ball rolling, for like that song, and I guess for future projects as well. Like, it's a learning experience as well, like collaborating with new people and like getting our music out there in different ways, like sometimes unconventional ways, which have an element of creativity that can be surprising sometimes. So
if I could add to that, I guess we could say that that experience was a first for all of us. I think the actual video, incorporating acting within like the performance, I think working with a real crew, in the sense that they, from lighting to film crew to producer to even just someone helping out and helping out with just cooking food, helping out the crew as much as we could.
What can you remember about the food?
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hot dogs are memorable.
Everything was
beers.
A lot of beers and pizza and hot dogs. And
Dinner time was quite fun. Everyone kind of just got to wind down.
Yeah, exactly. We went to Costco and just got shit
Yeah.
stuff, and because we wanted to just do more work and whatever we could, like,
It was
in for sustenance and.
Well,
It was a super exciting. It was a super exciting weekend. That like we had like an interesting moment in the woods too.
Yeah, the gunshots.
It was a gunshot or a backfiring ATV.
Well, we had completely set up the whole set. Everything was ready to go. All the amps were there. All the drums were there. All of a sudden we hear gunshots and half the crew doesn't feel comfortable. We have to change the setup, change the location altogether.
Yeah.
And
we hiked this shit up a hill through trees.
It's like a radio
generator.
Like
the whole drum set, all the
everything. Like
That was light.
all the film
We had to
gear
bring
and
down
music
the
gear
dark.
you could possibly imagine.
We had like a radio flyer, like fucking like
Yeah.
trolley thing, and that's.
And this is like at 1 a.m.
yeah.
Pitch black.
And so we still have to replace that
in
scene with
October
another
where it's
scene.
pretty cold too.
Yeah.
It was end of September. Yeah.
Oh.
It was cold though. That's up
No,
north.
we're 3 hours up north.
3 hours up north.
The best thing was like while we found that spot up in the plateau kind of area, and we went for a beer run. Hearing the drums from like I don't know, I guess maybe like half kilometer away.
Oh,
the
yeah.
echo it was up north. It was great. We just hit like fucking bombs.
Yeah.
It was like super cool.
Yeah. That was fun.
So, building on that, what was the process in filming the Totem live session like? How did it differ from your experience with the Grimspeak production?
Well, for starters, we actually had to play for real. So we no mistakes as possible, and it was, I think we took a total of 17 takes, full takes.
So would you say it was more strenuous?
You
It
can
was
say,
definitely
yeah.
different.
It was a
different.
different kind of exhaustion.
There was a lot of moving parts and pieces, like to make sure it was a successful shoot, and but all
Sound
things
like-
considered, yeah, because we were capturing sound. I guess like it was roughly like 30 tracks or something, and the lighting and the camera, and yeah, it was.
And it was the first time we played with in-ears. Actually,
Yeah.
that was the first weekend we kind of experimented with an in-ear setup
The in-ear monitors.
and in-ear monitors, and it was a pretty cool experience. It was definitely an adjustment, but like
I think that's what helped us.
Well, yeah,
able to
it was
pump out
cool.
17 sets
Yeah.
without getting like crazy ear fatigue and just like
yeah, it definitely made a difference in that sense.
Okay, so moving on from that, what are you guys working on now? And how is it evolving or changing or in any way different from what you released on Juros?
It's a good question.
It's interesting. I feel like we're working on a couple of singles at the moment, and singles are like an interesting like transitional chapter from like one band's album to the next. I find they kind of like inherently and like subconsciously take elements from your previous work while you're also trying to incorporate a sound that you're developing into it as well. So so you tend to hear like reminiscent like elements from the previous work as well as like new ideas brought to the table. One of the ones we're working on is definitely heavier than what we've put out on journals, which I'm really excited about. I'm a fan of very heavy music.
What would you say is your goal with hearing new music?
get a reaction,
Yeah.
emotional or physical, whatever it is, like help the listener feel something,
What do you mean by what kind of goal? Like in terms of like
let's say artistically.
So
Okay.
we definitely changed direction I mean, not a full 90 degrees or a 180, but we definitely changed. It's a little more up-tempo, a little more beat, like Justin said, it's a lot heavier. And it's something that we haven't done yet, and it's a good transition to get out of, the journals vibe